In the beginning, there was a free press. Well, not really, but it sounded good. By the end of the millennium, 5 men controlled the world's media. Well, actually, it was 6 if you count the guy who runs Channel 5. Yet there was one man who operated outside their control. He and his motley crew were known as the People's Democratic Republic of Television. Their mission? To bring the people the awful truth. Tonight, from somewhere inside the PDR TV, please welcome Michael Moore.
All right. Thank you very much for being here tonight. And as you know, this show is called The Awful Truth. And one of our favorite friends on this show, he was with us a few weeks ago, and he's back with us again tonight. Please welcome Crackers, the corporate crime-fighting chicken.
Oh, I love you all very, very, very much. Thanks, Mike.
Now, Crackers, a few weeks ago, took on the Disney Corporation for us. Now tonight, Crackers, who are you going to be taking on for us? Is it Exxon, General Motors, General Electric?
This was something that was very close to my heart, something that I got very emotionally involved in.
So you're saying this time it's personal?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, Mike.
What is it like when you get personal with a chicken? I don't know. I'm afraid to kind of ask that.
Well, you know, we can talk later, but let's say it's wonderful.
Where does tonight's story take us, Crackers?
Let's just say there's something really rotten in the state of Ohio.
Ooh.
Check it out.
After a busy year of dealing with corporate scoundrels, I needed a break. So I went to my favorite vacation spot, the Ohio State Fair.
Thanks a lot. This looks great. Cheers.
My favorite part of the fair is, of course, the world-famous chicken coops, where many of my old friends live.
Wait a second, Stan, is that you?
After I greeted everyone, they started clucking about a disgusting, sprawling chicken egg farm called Buckeye. They squawked about how this factory farm has imprisoned 11 million of my fellow chickens in horrible, cramped conditions. Not only that, but Buckeye Farms got government permission to add more facilities, which would bring the total to a staggering 18 million chickens. Look out, Buckeye. This 7-foot badass chicken was ready to rumble. This time it was personal. As I got closer to the farm, it started to smell kind of personal.
Ew. Oh, God.
I talked to some neighbors of Buckeye to investigate.
What is causing this horrible smell?
Manure, chicken manure, tons and tons of chicken manure.
They told me how the chicken poop is blown out of powerful vents and spread all over central Ohio.
We've had terrible fly infestations from these facilities.
When you'd go to bed at night, the flies would be in your mouth, in your ears, in your hair, and your nose. You'd have to spray the house for flies. You could sweep a dustpan full of flies off the kitchen floor, then you'd have to start with the vacuum to keep from grinding them into the floors.
The neighbors told me about the creative idea Buckeye had to solve the fly problems.
People's homes have been invaded by these little beetles that they brought in to control the flies.
So now you're stuck with stinky crap, annoying flies, and creepy beetles.
Right.
Tell me about the guy that owns Buckeye.
Their owner was kicked out of Germany.
Why'd they kick him out of there?
Well, for animal cruelty, he gassed a bunch of chickens over there.
I got a chill down my drumstick when I realized who she was talking about. It was none other than the infamous chicken baron, Herr Anton Pohlmann. A few years ago, he was banned from operating chicken farms in Germany and convicted for mistreating workers and chickens. It was time for him to have a little chat with the chicken.
Where's the president?
It's not here.
Is the boss here?
Turn it off.
But is
No, you're
is
at
the
the
boss?
wrong place. So you're supposed to be here.
But this place is making a lot of people stinky.
Doesn't matter. That better be off. Take a left, and it's about a mile on your left or right. It'll be a big white house down by another site.
Do you love eggs?
Down to the main office.
Do you love eggs?
Go down to the main office.
Can you just say if you love eggs?
You're on private property. You need to go down to the main office.
Ouch! Ow! Ow!
Please leave the site.
But can you tell me why, it's so smelly around here and why there are bugs all over the place?
Sir, you're going to have to leave the facility.
I'm a chicken, I'm not a sir.
Chicken, sir.
Okay.
Whichever you prefer, please come with
It was clear that Herr Pullman had his henchmen well trained. Luckily, I remembered that the governor of Ohio prides himself on being a friend of farming communities. I needed to talk to him immediately. I made a beeline straight to his office.
How you doing? Is this where the governor of Ohio works?
Yes, it is.
I was wondering if I could talk to him. My name is Crackers the chicken. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Good.
Is George Voinovich, the governor of Ohio, here?
Why, Jill, the chicken is here and would like to see the governor's. Oh, okay. What chicken is this?
Crackers the chicken.
Crackers the chicken.
Finally, someone came out to hear my grievances.
Hasn't Governor Voinovich given the okay to have Buckeye Farms get bigger and bigger?
Well, he's not involved in the permitting process at all.
But he hasn't spoken out against it, has he?
He just doesn't have that legal authority.
But can't he come out and just say it? Because I think the governor is an important
But
figure.
in fact, the director of EPA has very straightforward and strict guidelines in the law.
Seemed like she was passing the buck on Buckeye. Next stop, the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency.
Any permit that we've issued to them, we have considered it environmentally sound.
Well, if they're so sound, then why don't you take a look at these creepy beetles that suddenly appeared on the neighbor's lawn?
Yeah, I don't need to. We've seen them a number of times. We have a lot of beetle and fly samples, so you can keep it.
I'd appreciate it if you took it.
Well, I'm just going to pitch it.
Can I have a hug?
No?
It's always a blow to my chicken esteem when someone refuses a hug, but this time it was worse. My chicken brethren had been counting on me, and I let them down. I needed a peppy tune to cheer me up.
You've been listening to country music star Willie Nelson talking about those awful factory farms. Now let's go back to the stage.
That's it. I needed to talk to Willie. He could help.
Welcome.
It's so nice to meet you, Mr. Nelson. Can I call you Willie?
If you would.
You know, Willie.
What?
A lot of the chickens in this Buckeye farm, they're friends of mine.
I could imagine.
I mean, what kind of working conditions could there be with 9 million chickens in one coop?
It's a very stinky business.
And they're all counting on me to help them out, but I'm starting to think the problem may be too big for me.
You're just one chicken.
Exactly. So
However large.
Is there any advice that you can give me? Any words of wisdom?
Revolt. You and all your chickens, friends, and their relatives should revolt against this.
Willie's so right. Talk to the chickens. It's all about organizing. Are you with me on this one? Hello? Willie's so wrong. I have to take the message to the people.
I don't think they're treating my fellow chickens very well. I don't think they're treating the people very well. The Buckeye stops here. The Buckeye stops here. I have a whole bunch of fly swatters. And I also have some Buckeye egg beaters.
I love you, Cracker.
I love you too.
Having won over the people, I hit the news media and some local politicians.
I'm glad that you're on the right side of this issue.
If those 10 million chickens could vote, we'd have a darn good chance.
I know, I'm working on that.
Then I got some great news. Because of my crusade, it seemed the very guy who refused to hug me had a change of heart. The EPA did a complete turnaround and revoked a permit that would allow Buckeye to expand. Poultry around the world celebrated. Although the road to freedom would be a long and bumpy one, I knew deep in my gizzard that someday all my fellow fowl would be able to enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of yummy morsels of corn.
All right, and now it's time once again for this week's Awful Truth.
Hi, I'm Michael Moore, the Roger and Me guy. I make over 6 figures a year, and I have over 200 laser discs. I guess you could say I'm doing pretty well.
Wow, Michael Moore, how can I be like you?
That's the most common question I hear from children these days. And you know what? That's why I've come out with the Michael Moore playset for kids. This is the official Michael Moore playset. It's safe, relatively affordable, and best of all, made in the USA. With each playset, you'll get a Michael Moore mask and a corporate lackey bald wig and power tie.
I want to see the CEO. You can't come in here. Why are you laying off people while making record profits? You're on private property. Get lost, jerk. Make me, butthead.
You see, it's just like me. With a whole bang, bang, let me in here, I want to get the truth stuff. It's great. And each set comes with its own security guard badge and walkie-talkie.
Sir, why don't you come with me? Go to hell.
Now parents can rest easy, knowing that their children will be in the backyard pretending to be me for hours. And I'll rest easy, knowing that I'm making enough cash to choke a horse.
Available at all Toys R Us and Mike Emporium stores.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I have to say, a lot of people, at least until the middle part of this decade, thought things were going pretty good race-wise, right? You know, things were better. You know, it wasn't like the old days where you had signs on the restroom doors that said whites only or coloreds only over the fountain, right? We made all this progress. We just thought things were getting so good, and then people had to go burn down L.A., right? It was so, things were getting so much better, and then they had to have the riots, and then OJ. Because again, and this, we're coming from a good place with this, because we want to believe that things are okay. We all share the same rung on that economic ladder in this country, don't we, huh? You know, have you heard this term, reverse racism? Like a white guy going, well, what's this with affirmative action? They're letting these blacks into college, you know, before whites that are more qualified. That's reverse racism. I love listening to a white person complain about just how good black Americans have it, you know? And the last guy that said that to me, I said to him, sir, are you saying to me that really what you hope for is that you'd like to wake up tomorrow morning and be black in the United States of America? Is that what you're saying? That you just wish that, damn, I wish I was black, then I'd get all the good jobs and get in all the best universities, huh? Well, this got me thinking about South Africa. Now, it used to be, of course, the Africans there who made up the majority. But now white people in South Africa, well, they've got nowhere to go. And I'm sure these South African whites keep talking about how bad it is here now that the blacks are taking over. Well, they've really taken over there, right? But what about the white people who are left? Who's thinking of them these days? They probably miss the good old days, and where do they have to go to celebrate them? Where can they find their pursuit of happiness in this world? Well, I found such a place for them, and I've made a public service announcement that I hope will air on all the television stations in South Africa to my white South African friends, and I'd like to share it with you right now.
Hi, I'm Michael Moore, and I'd like to take a few moments to talk to the disillusioned and often neglected white minority of South Africa. Do you wish it was like it was in the good old days? You ever find yourself saying, I wish there was a place in the world for me and my kind? Well, take heart, there is. Right here in the United States of America. Yes, that's right. If you're unhappy with the way things are in the new South Africa, the good old US of A can be your new home. As you can see, the races here in America have found their own special place. Even our houses of worship are kept separate, just as our Maker intended. Here in America, it may look like black people are everywhere, but they're not in our stores, and not in our restaurants, and not at our impeachment trials. That's because here in America, the black people have been giving modern, state-of-the-art housing developments so far removed out in the townships, you'll never know they're there. You see, unlike you in South Africa,
We learned a long time ago that if we openly acknowledged our racial superiority, we ended up in a heap of trouble.
instead, we've now learned how to create the appearance of racial harmony while maintaining racial dominance.
How have we pulled this neat little trick off, you ask? By making it look like we care. Here's how it works. In every city in America, we've named a street after the dead leader of the blacks, Martin Luther King Jr. Next, we've named a lot of schools after him. My God, we've even created a national holiday in the man's honor.
Of course, you couldn't have done that in South Africa, could you? Stephen Biko Day? No. No, you were too proud, too stuck in your ways.
Not us. We actually make sincere attempts to like our black people. They're our favorite entertainers,
our best athletes, our national conscience. Our kids even try to emulate their every move and dialect.
It's apartheid with a human face. This so confuses the American black man, he would never think of retaliating against his white superiors. Thank you.
Exciting new statistics reveal that 1 out of every 4 black men is either in prison, on the way to prison, or just getting out of prison. And you know what that means? They're legally prohibited from voting. That's right, 14% of all black men in America cannot vote. Apartheid!
So join the hundreds of other white South Africans who are making the move to this promised land. Come and take a bold step backwards into the future, because there's no place like home except America.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you know that Bill Gates is worth 800 times more than Michael Jordan?
Bill Gates, the richest man in the world. And he just built a brand new home himself, a $60 million home out on Lake Washington in Seattle. And I got to thinking, you know, you build a house like that, you probably forget a few things. And I'm wondering, like, did the welcome wagon have any kind of party for him? What would a guy like me bring to a housewarming party? What I decided to do was take Bill Gates my own personal housewarming gifts. Please watch.
I'm here in Seattle, and there's this man I know, and he just moved into a new house, and I thought, well, you know, I'm here, why don't I bring him a housewarming gift? He's worth probably $30-40 billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah, billion, yeah. So you probably know what I'm talking about now.
Narrows it down. I'm guessing this is Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates,
Okay.
that's correct. Yeah, and he just moved into this beautiful $60 million home, largest home in America. And I thought, you know, what do I bring the man who probably has everything?
That's a good question, because he can obviously buy anything he wants. You know, I think that I wouldn't concentrate on the monetary value.
Is this the house where Bill Gates lives? It is, isn't it? I could tell by the look in your eyes. Yes, that's okay. Let it come out. I brought this beautiful potted plant for him, okay? And I baked some cookies here. Could you take these? Nope. Yeah, maybe the guard was right. I should go get him something he could really use. bringing housewarming gifts to Mr. Gates. I'm Michael Moore.
Hello.
TV producer
Roger and me.
And, Mr. Gates just moved into his new house, so I brought him a weed whacker and a dirt devil and a salad shooter and some Martha Stewart sheets.
And are you with a company or?
I'm just, a citizen of America who's proud that the richest man in the world is one of ours. Is there any chance that I could meet Mr. Gates and give him my housewarming gifts?
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
You know, no housewarming party is complete without the neighbors.
They want me to cite the captain of the ship for harassment.
You know how it is when you move into a new house? You don't have a lot of stuff around the house yet because everything's new. And so we thought, well, what do we get the man who has everything? So we got him a Mr. Coffee and a Dirt Devil and a Weed Whacker and some pies.
Somewhere, some way, there was a Bill Gates willing to take my housewarming gifts.
Are you Bill Gates?
That's right.
Well, I bought all these housewarming presents for Bill Gates, but he wouldn't accept them. I was wondering maybe if you wouldn't mind taking them.
Sure.
Oh, thank you very much.
Bill don't know what he missed.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good night. See you next week.
There is a chicken karma,
Is there?
Absolutely.
And
for every negative chicken reaction, there is a equal negative chicken reaction.
Wow.
So that goes around the world.
That's fascinating.
That's heavy.
So,
Chicken karma.
chicken karma.
I'll have a bowl.